Good Thursday morning, East Tennessee. Boy, do I have some things to share with you. This is one of those days where if you just watch the Facebook Lives from me and on YouTube now on occasion, you might be tempted to share what I'm going to show you today. And I'm not going to wait to the end of this broadcast, as it were, but I'm going to do it pretty hard in the beginning here because I want you to see what's coming. The pattern is changing. Hear me now, believe me later, but it's coming in a big way as we start a new month tomorrow, because today is the last day of November. Let's talk about the temperatures, because right now it's 30. That's what I was expecting this morning. We're down to 30. It was 21 yesterday. I went into great detail as to how the 21-degree temperature yesterday morning compared to earlier this year. In fact, it was the coldest. The coldest morning of 2023 so far occurred yesterday morning at 21 degrees. Now, some of you started off in the upper teens, but today it's 30. So you could say it's warmer to the tune of 9 degrees. That's true, but it's still cold enough to see your breath, so make sure you're prepared for that. It's 28 in Rockwood, 32 freezing in Wartburg. A little bit of variability, 10-degree difference between Madisonville, 37, and 27 in Athens. The winds aren't moving much, but where they are moving, it's only 2 or 3 miles an hour. So most of us have zeros. So no wind, no wind chill. Why does mine not have a wind chill? If you got to have a wind, that's kind of like the requirement. It's kind of one of the necessary ingredients, but it feels like 27. 30 feels like 27 in Knoxville, given the fact that we have a little bit of a wind that's trying to prevail around 3 miles per hour. Now, we'll pick up 5 to 10 later today, and I suspect the winds will gust 15 to 20 this afternoon. But what you're looking at on the Ultimate Doppler radar, presented by A1 Fincham Heating and Cooling, focused on customer satisfaction. They won't quit until you're happy. Check them out at a1fincham.com. I have some interesting notes to note on the Smokies, because the National Weather Service out of Morristown has issued some concerns tomorrow. So why is it brown now? Because I want you to be aware. It doesn't start at 4 o'clock this afternoon. It starts at 4 a.m. tomorrow morning, and will run until 4 p.m. Friday. So this is the day, Friday, when we're getting the rain showers and the winds will be a little stronger. So they're expecting gusts around 55. Last I checked, their wording was 65 for Cove Mountain. So some of the higher peaks could find gusts around 65 miles per hour. So that could take down trees, which invariably could take down some power. I want to say good morning to you. If you're on YouTube, let me know. I'm over here. I see a couple of you watching. Ooh, Steve Stone, quick on the good morning, happy face. And Felicia's Crafty Adventure says, happy Thursday. Glad to have Felicia here. And as we pop over to Facebook, where many of you are, I see Dennis Hatcher. He says it's a cold morning, 34 degrees, he says, here in Dandridge. Ed says good cold morning. offline, but I'm still here. And let's see here. Hopefully, no sound. Okay, there it is. Edwina, hopefully it's fixed. I hope it's fixed. Maybe let's come back on camera. See if, let's test this. See, I've been having some technical difficulties, but your patience is appreciated. But if hopefully you're getting some of the pictures that we have possible snow going into December, first 2 weeks should be very interesting, to say the least. Now, if I'm back on camera, I want to say hi to you. Yes, she says back. And Carrie's got the happy sign. It's fixed. Thank you. I mean, camera tends to, when you reboot, you got to refix everything. You know this. You've got computers and 5 phones, and you have all types of phones. But if you have something you want to share with me in terms of message, Dennis says he can hear now. So that's good. Hopefully, the picture is a little clearer. But I want to go from temperatures of 29 in Oak Ridge, 30 in Knoxville, 30 in Newport. That's where we stand at the moment. Temperature change. This is kind of misleading. I know it's cold, but we're 8 degrees warmer now at 6 a.m. as compared to 6 a.m. yesterday. Hence the 24-hour temperature change. It's actually 15 degrees warmer. Jamestown, 17 degrees warmer in Crossville, even though we're still below freezing. I know, they were in the teens, so the fact that they're in the 20s, or if not near 30 today, is an improvement. It's 38 right now in Nashville, 43 in Jackson, it's 44 in Memphis. So that's where things are at the moment. Now, as far as the temperatures are concerned, clouds. I believe the Weather Service was just calling today sunny, and I didn't think that truly described the sky, because we're going to have some high clouds. You can see them here. So I would describe today as hazy sun with high clouds, but at least it's warmer. We're going to make a run toward 60. 59 is where I expect to be comfortably. 59 in the shade, that will be what it takes all afternoon to get to. So between 3:30 and 4, we should be around 59 degrees, but dry. Here's the numbers. There they are. 56 for Morristown. I suspect we could nudge 60 in Newport. Could easily hit 62 for Madisonville, Tellico Plains. 58 for Kingston. About 56 for Crossville in Cumberland County. So that's where I expect to be in terms of highs today. Sunrise, sunset time, 7:26, comes up about a half hour from now, and it'll be setting this evening or this afternoon, depending on your frame of reference, at 5:22. That takes some getting used to. Getting dark at 5:22, that's for the birds, some of you might be thinking. But anyway, bus stop forecast. As you pick up the kids this afternoon, obviously it's cold now, but it should be around 58 degrees between 2 and 3:30, about 59 to finish out the day. Anyone that might be out and about at 10 a.m., I don't know, recess, maybe tempted to have recess for the elementary kids, 42 should be the temperature around 10 a.m. Here are your headlines. Hazy, sun, and warm today. Showers on Friday, that's still expected. But then it gets unsettled for this weekend. You say, what does that mean? That means the possibility, as I'll come back on camera, the possibility of storms on Saturday are going to be contingent on the movement of this southern low. So whether it moves towards Charlotte, which I still think it'll move generally toward, or it maybe hangs out around Chattanooga, depends on how much rain we get. But the best chance of rain on Saturday will be south and east of Knox County, and lesser rain showers for north and west. So if you're in Oneida, you're in Jamestown, Crossville, it'll be less rain for you on Saturday, as I think this system is going to swing by with this low. So we'll keep it unsettled. I've moved Saturday to a 40% chance of rain. That was up from 20. But the Futurecast shows these arrows, 5,000 feet, does warm us up into the 60s for the day on Saturday and Sunday. So it does stay warm, but then we lock and reload the cold air. Some of the cold air starts to swing back in early next week, so it gets gradually colder. We're back in the 30s for lows heading into Monday and Tuesday of next week. So it gets cold, but it's back and forth like the tide. Temperature right now here at 6:51 is 30 degrees. 27 is the wind chill. So we only have a light wind of 3 miles per hour. It's currently coming out of the northeast, but it will prevail out of the southwest much of today, 5 to 10, gusting 15 to 20. Here's the Valley planners. You plan accordingly if you're headed out to the grocery store, the pharmacy, or doing some errands. Maybe you have a lunch break. We should be in the low 50s by noontime. You say, well, that's great. That's fantastic. I can plan accordingly, because if you're not a fan of the chill, doing your errands this extra early in the morning may not be your best plan of attack, but you could certainly notice we're near 60 by 3 p.m. and 4 p.m. That's where I expect to be with hazy sun and some high clouds. All right, precipitation chances, as I just alluded to, I bumped up Saturday from 20 to 40. And that 40% kind of straddles the line because the heavier rains, if there are heavy rains on Saturday, will be toward the foothills and Smokies. And lesser amounts north and west, so Oneida, Crossville Saturday may not have much of rain at all. It may just kind of split the viewing area. But we're down to only a spot of rain, as I see it, on Sunday, 20%. Still some question marks of how quickly Friday's rains get out of here. The assumption is that it's out of here at noon. But if you are making outdoor plans or have outdoor plans on Friday, just know that there could be some residual showers as there's some conflicting data. So I won't just say it's a shoo-in that it's out of here at noon, but most of the rain Friday is trending toward the morning hours. There's no question about that. Let's talk about this numerous concern for severe storms today, and it's actually been shifted a little bit. Our friends at the Storm Prediction Center have included now Houston City proper, like downtown Houston. That was not the case last night. It was between, say, College Station and Houston. But those areas in orange represent areas where there may be the greatest risk for possible tornadoes, wind damage, severe Sugar Land, Houston, possible wind damage, and large hail. But that's not to say it's not also in Beaumont or Galveston. It probably will be scattered there, as well as Lake Charles, Dallas, Fort Worth, and Tyler may be isolated severe storms today. Think of this as the second season for severe weather, and it really lives in Texas today. Meanwhile, some general thunderstorms possible in Memphis and Jackson, Knoxville. Not a whole lot to see, at least today, because we're going to see a dry day. Now, tomorrow, if we get any thunderstorms, it will be Southern Valley for us, but that risk, and it's small, but the risk for isolated severe storms tomorrow would include Mobile and Destin. It would include New Orleans. It would include Baton Rouge and Montgomery, just to name a few. I got a couple of notes from some of you saying hello. Wanda says, I got on late. The wind is going and get up. Yeah, I'm afraid so. The wind advisories for the Smokies, and in some cases the foothills, will feel that wind. Diane sending me some stars. Very sweet. Thank you so much. And Ashley, thank you for your stars. I appreciate you all very much. And again, had a little technical difficulty there. Hopefully we've remedied that. I see things look like they're moving okay on my screen. But as far as what I see tomorrow, our best chance to see severe storms Friday will be well south. It will not affect us, but we'll be actually benefiting from some much needed rain. And may I say, there is one little lonely stray model out there that wants to put a little bit of snow somewhere between 11 p.m. tonight to about 2 or 3 in the morning tomorrow in the plateau. Because when the rain gets here, there's still some cold air hanging around. So if you may see a few flakes to start, then it changes over quickly to rain. That's what some of the models are suggesting for late tonight, early tomorrow morning for the plateau. Not necessarily Knoxville. In fact, I don't expect any of that, but it's usually colder. We all know that. It's usually colder in the plateau, so would it be that much of a surprise that they could find a little bit of a mixed bag? Now, Saturday, I mentioned the best chance of rain would be south and east of Knox County. But for us, the broader perspective, it's Mobile, Dothan, and, say, Macon and Albany, some prefer it, in Georgia for some isolated severe storms. Nothing going on as far as severe weather for us, or even thunder Saturday. That's good news. Here's how this plays out. You can see that midday today, all is quiet. 5 o'clock this afternoon, all is quiet. But suddenly, watch the rain trying to move in. And this is one of the faster models. Some do not bring this much rain to Nashville until 2 a.m. Eastern. So there's about a 3-hour gap between when's it going to start, when's it going to end. And that plays a role in the Friday afternoon scenario. If there's a 3-hour difference to start, there could be a 3-hour difference to end. So for Nashville, this shows rain has already moved in at 11 and potentially changing over to some snow in the Cumberland County area potentially. As I mentioned, one straggler, one model still suggests that. But at least, say, 1 o'clock in the morning, it's trying to move into Knoxville. It starts to slide in scattered form. There's 5 o'clock in the morning, and there's 7. That's why tomorrow morning the wipers will be moving. It'll be a little sloppy, and we'll be getting some rain. Now, when I say rain, might be 1/10 of an inch, maybe 2/10. That's generous. That's generous for the day tomorrow. It's not going to cure our drought. We'll take it. Any amount of rain would be helpful, but between 1/10 and 2/10 of an inch of rain, really not a whole big scenario for Friday. Now, if we get another little bit round of it coming on Saturday, maybe we could double that. But that would be hopeful thinking. Certainly, we can hope and pray that occurs because every drop would be beneficial. But notice here, by 5 o'clock, this wants to push all the rain out of the picture, while I have someone holding on till 3 in the afternoon 4 o'clock as well. Front comes through, and this is where the difference is. See the low? It's headed from essentially Mississippi, Alabama, and moves toward Chattanooga. Other models take it closer to Charlotte. And if this low were between Knoxville and Charlotte, there'd be far less rain in the plateau and much more Smokies foothills south and east. That's the way things are. It's really going to depend on where that front drags its heels. And some of it could be the fact that it's a little more progressive in the speed of getting in here and how it quickly gets out. Saturday goes into Sunday. Sunday, just some spots of rain. There's not a lot there to see for Sunday afternoon. Now, as far as the futurecast, as we get up to 6:57, you'll notice our temperatures by midday today get up to about 52. As I mentioned, a good time maybe to do some errands during your lunch break. Then we head into 3:30. We hit our max temp, 60 for Maryville, let's say, 61 for Tellico Plains, 60 or so for Newport. And highs in the upper 50s will be more common today, as yesterday's high was only 52. Futurecast by tonight, this shows a little bit slower, the rain coming in. See, there it is, really spreads in the overnight period, but it does get sloppy for the drive into work and maybe to a lesser extent, much lesser extent for the drive home. But temperatures tomorrow should also be in the upper 50s to near 60. And then, of course, this one still brings some moderate rain in on Saturday. We'll revisit that this afternoon. So for today, now that it's 6:58, hazy sun, warmer day, high clouds, and winds gusting 15 to 20 miles per hour. And that's not right now, but that's as we head into the afternoon. Now, as far as temperatures, about 54 for Wartburg and Jonesville, 56 for Morristown, Talbot, Alpha, as well as Russellville, 59 for Pigeon Forge and Sevierville. We're talking mid-50s, if that, for Gatlinburg, 62 for Tellico Plains, and 56 for Crossville, Cumberland County. If you're traveling today, they're even warmer in Nashville, about 62, Chattanooga at 61. So interesting things to see over here in terms of the travel forecast. I got a couple of notes. I'm multitasking. I'm on YouTube, on Facebook today. I see some notes from Alice. She's got her cup of coffee. Nice day ahead. Enjoy. Darcy says, good morning. Wanda Poe, Christmas parade at Knoxville tomorrow. Exciting, too. But with some of the sloppy rain, let's hope it gets out for the Gatlinburg parade because that's at 7:30, correct? So if I'm wrong, correct me on the comments. That's why you all can keep me accountable. I like that. And says Becky would love some snow. Becky would love some snow. I think she's on Team Snow, as I am this time of year, but I'm on Team Spring when it's spring. I like every season. You understand that? And that's one of the things that's nice about weather. It's rarely the same day twice. 61 high temperature today in Chattanooga. If you're headed to Atlanta, highs there about 59. So our low temperatures tonight actually getting warmer. They'll be warmer to the tune of about 10 degrees. We're 30 right now. Tonight's low about 40. Upper 30s for Morristown and Newport. And if Crossville, as I mentioned, if they could dip into about 36 or 37, maybe they get a few flakes or a mixed bag to start later tonight before it switches over quickly to all rain, because temperatures could actually rise. More clouds, showers late tonight down to 40, and winds tonight should be light and variable. Here's your Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast for Knoxville and East Tennessee. 59 tomorrow, 63 on Saturday. It did modify us to a 40%, but it's a gradual decrease in rain opportunities. 20% for Sunday. Lots of clouds Sunday, and then the sun pops out really beautifully, I think, on Monday at 58, and then more of a partly cloudy look on Tuesday. But it does get colder next Wednesday, and be prepared for the up and down pattern to continue. As I tried to highlight a couple of nights ago, I said there's just no consistency once we go into December. Once we get to January, it might be consistent. Consistently cold, maybe consistently snowy, we'll see. But I can tell you this, the up and down pattern will continue in December, and hopefully, if my computer didn't lock up during that graphic, hopefully you had a chance to see that, yeah, there could be some snow coming our way in the next couple of weeks into December. Well, my name is David Aldridge. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's not easy being accurate, so weather doesn't surprise you. We'll see you here next time. Take care.